F Your Feelings, the greatest podcast to ever exist. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the clips. Hey, man, this is a good episode. You know, every episode, you don't know how it's going to go. Every episode, some of these episodes, I throw up a hope and a prayer. But this episode, I know for a fact, man, it's going to be fire, man. We got Tiffany Black. Okay.
The legendary.
We got Alphonso McAuley.
He's in here.
What up?
And we got CT motherfucking T.
Yeah.
I know, right? I felt like I didn't know what to say after the CT because it's already abbreviated. But anyways, man, welcome back, CT.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, CT in his designated chair.
I said, recurring?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Okay.
Recurring chair. Recurring.
Wow, you're recurring? I didn't know you could recur on a podcast.
This podcast is so fire that the first couple times I did it, it's like where you are, Alfonso, is the most awkward place.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to consistently
do this
and do that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm playing tennis.
I'm over here
I'm
with
pickleball with it. I'm
pickleball. Pickleball.
Because it's short. It ain't the long court. It's short joint.
So I was like, hey, from now on, man, I want to be at the end. He was like, cool.
He's in the whole seat.
Yeah, man.
Can I say ho?
Oh, he in the whole seat? Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. It's called Fuck Your Feelings.
The whole seat and the whole seat. Oh,
you're in the whole seat.
Like how you did that.
Okay.
Like how you did that. Oh, speaking of which, bro, your clip, speaking of which, your clip of, you were talking about a movie. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to show
House Party.
Voice. All right.
That's the only clip I can think of.
The funniest part was they were like, yeah, it was a good movie. And you were like, all right. I was like, what?
Moving right along. You did a moving right along?
I just talked to BT Kingsley Sunday night at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach. And I was like, you really? Because he was in the comments saying he thought it was hysterical. And I was like, hysterical? I said, you really thought House Party was hysterical? And I said, listen, I respect you, BT, because you're a great stand-up comedian.
Incredible.
BT's so funny.
He funny as shit.
Hilarious.
He was at my punch-up session for Half Bay 2. So I trusted him, you know. But when he said that, I had to automatically start to judge him. I had to.
It stripped away all of that credibility.
But he did it because he BT. He did it strip away, but it chipped away. You know,
he said it didn't strip away,
but it chipped away. But I was like, all right. But he told me about some funny parts, but it was like deeper into the movie. I said everything that you're mentioning is like the hour and a half mark. I said, see, I give movies 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes got to grab because I'm a writer also.
Yeah.
So you got to hit the story arc. You got to hit the structure. You got to make me laugh if it's a comedy. You got to hit certain points within a 30-minute time frame. If you don't hit certain shit within a 30-minute time frame, I tap out.
You got 5 for me if it's a movie because a movie is what, about 85 minutes?
That's previews.
Comedy?
That's
Bro.
I see why you don't got no kids, nigga.
Bro.
He'll be like, hey, bro, cut the shit. Cut the shit.
Name 3 comedy movies. Each of y'all name one of your favorite comedies.
You're right. Hit on top. Friday, Coming to
Life.
America. Step Brothers, Life.
Give me one.
Boomerang.
Ooh,
Bam.
classic.
All right. Now, when we talk about Friday, soon as the movie starts, you get a laugh going into the introduction of Smokey and Craig.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Coming to America, you get a laugh immediately.
Opening
soon
credits.
As she says, the royal penis is clean. You like, what? Like, you automatically, right?
Yeah.
And then you said,
I'm still
Boomerang.
waiting on my wife to say that to me.
The royal penis is clean?
Yeah. Fingers crossed. One day.
Boomerang. I'm trying to think.
Is she
how it
watching
starts.
today?
She might be.
Oh, he does the walk through the office. Eddie Murphy and Boomerang.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
You laugh immediately once you see the reaction to him through going through. Like, it's so easy. Well, it's not easy.
And Chris Rock is funny. He got playing the mailman in Boomerang.
That's in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's funny.
You have a good time. Like, when you have a comedy, especially today, bro, everybody's attention span is so short. If you're in a movie, I put my phone down. I'm eyes on the screen.
Yeah.
You got to get me immediately.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gone.
Damn.
I watched the movie yesterday and I had to take an intermission.
See?
Which one?
She didn't come back. That's what she
No. I'll say. We watched They Cloned Tyrone.
Can't wait. Don't tell me anything.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
I haven't seen it.
It's beautiful.
I saw it.
Okay.
But I had to take an intermission.
We
literally I was like, let's go to Slauson. I bought these shoes. We
Let's
got some
go to
Jamaican food.
Slauson?
Like literally, we took that long of an intermission. It felt like I was sitting for such a long time, and I was like, this is not against the movie. This is against. We scrolling like there's so much that is that is vying for our focus now.
Some movies do that though. It takes you a window of time. You know? I've watched. There's been movies where I watched the whole week. I'd be like starting on Monday. I'd be like okay, and Friday I'd be like okay, I'm at the end.
You
okay.
watch it, you watch it as an episode. Yep,
right.
That's
break
true.
it up.
I didn't take a intermission during They Cloned Tyrone. I did take a nap. So
maybe
it's complex. It felt like I was studying.
However,
sometimes.
man, that movie is good. It
is.
Cut out when I say I took a nap. I definitely just slid a script over to the director. I was like, now I thought the movie in totality was a good movie. I love the way it was shot. I love the way it looked, the cinematography, lighting.
Yep.
It was Jamie Foxx was funny.
Everybody showed up to work.
The girl, what's the girl? What's her name?
Tiana Paris.
Killed it. She's great.
She's great.
And John Boyega, he's one of the best fucking actors. I was telling somebody, I said, if they recast Kang, Jonathan Majors, they need to go with John Boyega because John Boyega. What you think about this, CT? But John, I know he got his thoughts. He said, John Boyega, I think is one of the. He's not underrated, but he's not overappreciated either.
He's because it takes so long to break somebody now. So, like, I feel like he has gotten to a place where he's undeniable, but whatever it is, he needs, like, a blockbuster. If they had put They Cloned Tyrone in theaters, he would be where you want him to be. But I don't know why they did this.
You're saying he needs a solo blockbuster.
He needs...
At the theaters.
I think he needs a theater. But, I mean, I feel like he's also
Star
had
Wars
that.
and all. I mean,
He's
he's had
nothing but
mega
blockbuster. You know what
blockbusters.
you mean to say
What?
is
like
he needs a black blockbuster where we, for example,
this is one of my talking points. Go for it, CT.
Jonathan Majors blew up off top, but he was doing a lot of indie films, right? But when you start seeing Jonathan Majors, this is what did it for Jonathan Majors with black people as a whole. We all knew him and we all appreciated his work from Marvel and his smaller films. But when
Last
he
Black
did
Man. Last Black
Creed 3, everybody, because the men wanted to be him and the women wanted him. Because it was like, yo, who's this yoked up dude? His acting performance, he stole the film.
But it was right. It was right on the cusp of the trial and everything, because everything Creed 3 came
a
right
month
out
after.
And then a month, right? Yeah. So it was like,
unfortunately,
like it was like, we love him. Do we hate him? We don't even know.
He beat up Michael B. Jordan, then he beat up a white bitch.
Okay,
no, I'm just
not
allegedly.
at all.
Allegedly, he didn't beat her. He tickled the throat.
No, we don't know.
We don't know what happened.
We don't know.
This is all allegedly.
Alleged.
Shout out to Jonathan Majors.
Justin, you wild, bro. You a wild boy.
Like your fellas. I mean, somebody played me in the comments the other day.
What happened?
Oh man, somebody played me tough. Woo, they got me.
What happened?
So I did a video about Tabitha Brown.
Yeah.
I didn't see the video.
you know they love her.
No, but I ain't say nothing bad about Tabitha Brown.
Okay.
It was all positive.
Yeah.
I was just saying how Tabitha Brown in 2000, I just listened to an interview she did with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying how in 2017 she was driving Uber.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying I was on MacGyver in 2017. She was driving Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Now she posted the right piece of content. It went viral. She knew what type of content to start leaning into. And it took her to where her career is going now. And she's far more successful than me right now. But she didn't give up. So she's been following me for a while. So imagine anybody that's looking at anybody and like, dang, how I'm gonna get there? They on TV, I'm not on TV. They doing movies, I'm not there yet. And I'm like, yo, we all one piece of content, one audition, one interview away from our career being on the the track to this ultimate success, right? Mm-hmm. So I was bigging her up, just saying like, yo, that's amazing where she's at now. Somebody in my comments said,
I don't even know what they're going to say, but the way you built it up.
Correct.
Somebody in my comments on Facebook said, and now you're driving Uber.
Oh, that's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
The disrespect.
That's disrespect.
That's disrespect.
People are bold in the comments.
Very,
they
very
say
bold.
crazy
They say
shit.
things in the comments they would never say to your face.
Never.
Now, I didn't reply to it because I said if I reply to this comment, it chipped me a little bit.
Oh, of course.
That one stung a little
got
bit.
you.
But I ain't say nothing because I said if I reply to this, I'm going to have to reply to all this shit.
Not even just that. I'm going to give you two things. One, about Tabitha Brown.
Yeah.
that video did give it did go viral, and it got maybe a brand deal or some people to take some eyes on her. But that's not what did it. The thing that did it for Tabitha Brown was she was always authentically herself, and she let people in. And if you ever meet Tabitha, bro, she has this light that you're like, this can't be real. And she's like that all the time. She's hilarious. She's authentic. She's organic. She's a sweetheart. She's just so... You feel like you've known Tabitha your whole life, right? And what that video did was it allowed her to make even more videos where people got insight of that, and we all bought in and fell in love with her. That's what did it. But number two, you can't respond to those comments because those comments be baits sometimes. One time a dude left me a comment on my Facebook. He was like, what did he say? He was like, yo, CT might not be the funniest, but he's consistent. And it started with the disrespect. Right?
It's a backhanded compliment.
Right. Backhand as fuck. So I responded back. I was like, this ain't the dumbest comment that I've ever read, but I read it. You know what I mean? And he screenshot that and reposted it to his page and said, see, guys, all you got to do is say something negative. They'll respond every time. And I felt so duped. And I was like, never again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Man.
I argue in comments.
Do you?
What do you say?
That's what Talib Kweli do.
I'm.
You arguing?
He be arguing on Twitter.
I go back and forth.
Give me an example.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Tiffany
Oh my
Black.
God. I don't know. It's. I don't get a lot of negative stuff on mine, but if I comment on somebody else's, it's like the people that like want to take up for like stupid stuff. Like I saw a video, and I don't have anything specific, but I saw a video of like this girl. She was
Move the
like,
mic a little over to the.
yeah,
There you go.
she would bite her dog like over like his whole mouth, and then he would like bite her nose, and they was just going back.
Oh,
and
I
forth.
saw
It was
that.
very cute.
Yeah, adorable.
And somebody was like, "This is so bad. You're teaching him to bite people, and
What?
that's gonna that is that type of stuff." So like, I might comment something like, "Oh, this is so cute," and they'd be like, "Well, you don't know the history of," and it like, yes, I'm going back and forth.
I'll
If
give you
I'm
that.
on here, I've got time.
But that's not your page, so you can do that.
Fair,
Right.
fair.
I'm thinking you
I
talking
don't
about
get
on
a
your
lot
page.
of negative stuff, but I'm not like ruffling feathers either.
Here's my thing. This is why I'm always careful about commenting, because I remember I left a comment one time. I left a comment on Lonnie Love page one time, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's hilarious!" I was getting likes. I was like, "Oh, this feels good."
Oh.
Then she posted something else. I left another comment. Who the fuck is this nigga? This nigga don't know what the fuck. And I was like, oh no, oh no, they turned against me. And so I stopped leaving comments on people's shit. If it's not complimentary, I don't give my opinions. I don't give my thoughts.
Yeah.
It's either a laughing emoji or I'm bigging up somebody.
Yeah, same.
Right.
Because I don't have the look. That's why I tell my wife, I got too much shit that I'm dealing with. Okay,
Right.
I don't have the energy and the mental capacity to be going back and forth with some loser.
Right.
They're fucking losers.
Raising my hand.
So why would you do this? If you're trying to be successful, why would you take the energy and time to go back and forth with a fucking loser with 12 followers and 0 posts?
I know. And here's my thing. If I'm there
And
already,
we're out of time, everybody.
Here we go.
No, I'm joking.
if I'm there already, if I left a comment, then like I have time. So like I'm not doing it when I don't have time. So like, there's a mindlessness to scrolling. So if I came back to Instagram, I had time, or I'm giving it to some addiction. I did leave a comment under Angela Bassett's page, and I don't want to make this episode about comments, but I left a comment under Angela Bassett's page when she didn't win the Oscar. And she posted like the day after, like something like, I'm fine, guys, or whatever. And I wrote, "You are our trophy."
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, that's good.
That comment got more likes than I got followers. Like everybody. And I don't know. I think I go to comments looking for who said what I'm thinking. That's what that's why I go. I was like, if I don't see that, then I will leave it. But if somebody already said it, cool, I like it, and I move on with my life.
That was good. I thought you were about to say you left the comment saying you understand why Jamie Lee Curtis won.
No.
That would be crazy.
Wild. That would be super wild.
Absolutely not.
No.
I would never.
That would have been crazy. Hold on, I want to circle back to a point that CT had brought up earlier, and it was actually a talking point that I had today, which was, how important do you feel the black audience is to your success?
Man. Well, first you gotta start with Alphonso, only because one, I know this is your first time doing the show.
Right.
So he's just like, oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, I get it. I know.
You just
I'm double dutching.
Yeah, I know. Get on in there, Fonz.
How important? Oh, it is, in my opinion, it's like the most important. Because, you look at like, let's take Tiffany Haddish, right? So Tiffany, we've been in the business for years, you know what I'm saying? We've known Tiffany for years, and Tiffany's the homie and all of that. She had been working for X amount of years, whatever. But she didn't really get on the map until Girls Trip.
Girls Trip.
And Girls Trip was a thing of where we came out. To see, black folks, it's like, we're not going to see every movie. That's not what we're going to do. But if we be like, man, that's the movie, I got to see that. We'll go see it.
We intentionally went. Black actresses, we intentionally, with group text, we went to the movies together to see her.
Right.
In
that
movie.
And Girls Trip was something that literally put her in another bracket. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you could do these different projects where, you're getting love, you're not really making a lot of noise or whatever. But that black audience, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody know, it's like they know, like, all right, it's the same with stand up. You know how it is. It's like, we do stand up and it's like, okay, you go into a predominantly white room and it's like, okay, yeah, that's good. But test your skills in an all black room. You know what I'm saying? You see how funny you are. You know what I mean? That's how it is, because it's like we have this like metric system of what we gauge is like, okay, that right there, that's the, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people, even if they don't admit it, they'd be like, yeah, and it's, I'm trying to be on no Afrocentric type. I'm just saying the facts are the facts. It's like, you see our content creators or whatever, and people go, yo, they're looking to us to go, all right, that's the metric system of what's funny. Yeah. And so I feel like when we come together and be like, yo, that right, her, him, whoever, I
want to circle back to House Party. It got a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
You out of control.
So, no, it did. And so,
but on a House Party tour.
No, and this is coming from somebody that wrote Half Baked 2, have no clue how it turned out, haven't seen it yet, don't know what it's going to be. But this is what the point I brought that up for a reason. Because black people make shit cool.
Yes.
Cool controls the culture.
Yes. Right.
And you're right. When we stamp you, the community, and say, that's cool, that's funny,
right,
he know how to ball, right, then everybody else, everyone else takes notice. Globally. Yeah. So I agree with that.
It's Friday, bro. It's like, and Tiff, you got to go next, but it's like Friday launched Chris Tucker, right? Def Jam, of course, people saw it, but Friday made him the star with us. And then you see Money Talks and all these things. And Friday after next made Cat Williams, and next Friday made Mike Epps. Like, these things are because your people buy you.
Right.
Tiff, go ahead.
Right.
I agree with everything y'all said, but to me it's not just that we make things cool, but if Girls Trip would not have been a success, if the first Friday would not have been a success, that wouldn't have been like that's buying power. That's dollars. It's not even about whether or not they think us cool. Do they think that we are going to give our money over to watch them? And because she had some type of entity that proved that she was going to be lucrative for them, then they're willing to give you more money. Now, okay, you can come play with these white people and come and get this bigger check. That's what it is. And they're not going to put their money off on you, first off. Like, we are the ones that have to, like, make these blockbuster hits off these micro budgets. So, yeah, if you can play with this little $5, we'll give you $100. And that's what they were able to do with those projects.
The only thing important to me is my audience. Like, first of all, random shout out to Desi Banks, and this is why I say this.
I love Desi.
Desi is amazing. He's very funny, and he has the internet on fire. Like, there's no video that doesn't have at least 20,000 comments.
He's one of the few that are really funny.
And
he also goes in his own comments and he stirs the pot.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he does.
What does he do?
He just goes in there and like he comments as if he's a person under his own account. So I'll go through the account, I'll be laughing. I'm going through the comments and I'm like, Desi has like 50 comments in here himself. Like he will refresh the content for other people.
That's
and
smart.
It is smart. It's very smart.
Yeah,
and
a lot of Batch, Storm, a lot of influencers do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just to kind of get the engagement going. You know, you stay in there, but Desi does it.
But engagement is not about comments anymore.
What is it about?
Engagement is about shares now.
Right.
My survival job for years has been managing social media for companies. And in the loom of this strike, I've had to return. So if anybody needs any clients, let me know. But
we're gonna talk about that.
The engagement is not about comments anymore. It's not even about views. It is about shares. So like even if you make something, send it to a bunch of people and just be like, hey, just send this to somebody, just share it. Or that's why people are like, doing salacious content because it's gonna be shared.
That's why I do butt cheeks.
Hilarious.
I used to no, hear me out. I did a bunch of posts yesterday.
Okay.
Right, on purpose. With no butt cheeks. Just to test the waters to see how many views and likes they would get.
I didn't
butt
see anything
cheeks
from
no
you.
butt cheeks.
I didn't see anything from you yesterday.
You didn't see exactly
I didn't see anything from
I posted 8 pieces of content yesterday. She didn't see any. Soon as I post butt cheeks or cleavage, it gets all the likes, it gets all the views, and it gets the shares.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, it's like, a woman could get on TikTok or whatever and just show cheeks.
Yep.
And you'd be like, I need 1 million likes, you know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then a dude got to make up I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying, there's particular women
saying
that will
talentless whores.
I'm saying particular women will go and
I'm working too hard.
take these cheeks
That's what
and you be
you're saying.
like, cheeks over content,
Bro,
that's how it is.
Yeah.
2 things. One, it's funny that you say that because that is very true. However, Alphonso is one of the creators that never posted the cheeks and the cleavage. Like it was just like straight up content and funny, and you got the views.
I got a couple
and
cheeks.
engagement.
Couple cheeks.
Bro.
Couple cheeks.
Couple Clevelands.
Couple Clevelands.
Cleveland.
But that's really what gets it. And it was
Couple
like
Cleveland shows.
couple Cleveland
shows, cheeks and chongs. I got a couple cheeks and chongs.
Okay.
My fault. Go ahead. Go on.
cheeks and chongs.
I got a couple. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying, man. Because for me, I try to stay, authentic to just content. I'm like, and I don't just want to post to post. I just be like, if it ain't funny or if I'm not feeling it, I got to be feeling it too.
My thing was I tried to do because of course Alphonso and Batch and all these guys and Jahan, I would see their posts and I was like, all right, well, I know what I got is funny, but I need something to get people to click. So I would do the clickbaity cover. So I'm like, all right, if they see this, then they'll watch the video and they'll see the jokes. And that's not how the internet works. The internet works off of, all right, well, where's the part that I saw for the thumbnail? They're not even acknowledging the joke.
Right.
They're acknowledging where you get the girl from. You're like, oh my God, bro.
It is.
It's the worst.
Yeah, that's so true. Because people be asking me like, "What's the chick's TikTok? What's her TikTok?" Because I don't be putting.
What's her IG?
What's her IG? Because I don't always.
What's
be having
her
that.
at?
Yeah, what's her at?
That's all they want. They don't care about the content. So from that, I stopped caring about doing content like that. And I was just like, well, look, I'd rather, because you look at somebody like we bring up Tabitha again. Tabitha ain't showing no cheeks and no cleavage. I want the audience that just goes for my funny. Yeah. So if the views are going to be dramatically lower, then I'll have to just build it up from dramatically lower. Yeah. Because I'm not going to do the baity thing anymore just to get the sexualized comments.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have a following.
That makes me so happy.
Stop it.
I don't have a following, but that's also why YouTube just deleted my account.
That's wild.
What did they tell you they
We were
did?
talking about that.
They nudity and sexual stuff. But it's like there was no nudity. The sexual stuff, sure.
The butt cheeks, sure.
But the problem is,
Check the box.
I mean, goddamn, I was reacting.
Sour Patch Kid.
Oh yeah, I'm sour. I'm bitter. I honestly, I care, but I honestly don't care. It was really talking to your wife, Tangerine. She hit me up. It told me what she went through when her account got deleted and how she got it back. So I followed those steps. I'm going to follow up with them. But I'm just like, at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if you too attached to these social media platforms, it will destroy your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-value. Yeah. And so I'm just like, hey, man, I'll just build up the F Your Feelings page. I might start another page and post some other content. And then I'll be like, I feel like I'm building a genuine audience now that I know exactly what my my vision is for where I'm trying to go and take my content now. Right. Because before I had a bunch of followers from old YouTube sketches, and then I took a long break from not doing any content on YouTube. Then I started back with the reaction videos. I was growing a following, but I was like, it wasn't like they wasn't like all together. So now it's like, now the audience that I'm building is specifically like a Justin Hires fan base. And so I'm looking at it like a blessing in disguise.
That is.
You know.
But you got to, it's like, man, the gaps. Here's what you got to remember. When you were doing YouTube heavy, that's like 8 or 10 algorithms ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The algorithm changes so much that from 2017 till 2018 January, the algorithm was on fire. I'm talking about every video I was dropping, I'm getting no less than 100,000. I get a couple of million. We weren't monetized yet, so it's like we wasn't making no bread unless you had sponsorships. But it changed in January 2018 to where if you weren't paying for ads, because this is right before Instagram TV, if you weren't paying for ads, you were getting 4,000 views, maybe. Like, it dropped significantly. So the YouTube algorithm is the only algorithm that is fair, in my opinion. That and kind of TikTok, because they'll allow you to take your break and then you come back and you be consistent and they'll let you grow back up. TikTok, anything random can just hit 1 million. Right. So it's like, I don't even know how to navigate that.
My TikTok's trash now. TikTok is incredible until they start violating your content. Yeah. And then they start suppressing your shit. Yeah. Me and my homeboy Lee, we was killing on TikTok. We was going up. And then they started violating our shit. Bruh, I haven't gained like 1,000 followers in probably 6-7 months. When I first got on TikTok, 40,000 followers in 4 months.
Well, they needed you back then.
Say that again?
They needed you back then. Oh. They don't need you now. Like, we work for them.
We do.
We do. And that's the thing where, you know, shout out to Brett Riley. He said to me one time, he was like, yo, you got to master your authenticity. You know what I mean? And so it's like, because at any given moment, the rug can be pulled off. Yes. You know, pulled under you. You know what I mean? So, like, just like you said, you're like, hey, you've been building this YouTube for X amount of years. And it's out of nowhere, we got it. You know, it's kind of like with Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like how he just came in and was like, they give me everybody blue checks. And then, okay, I'm going to change the name now, X. You know, if you're relying so much on, you know, these platforms that can literally pull the rug, you know what I mean? That's how it was with Vine. I had millions of followers on Vine. And Vine, out of nowhere, we dead now. You know,
hey, is Vine the same people that do Chime? Y'all ever notice?
I don't. It has the same font.
It has the same font, same color. And I was like, I wonder if the Vine people own Chime. But anyways,
let's Google it.
Let's Google.
Fact check. Can we? I don't know. It might be. They do have the same font and whatever. But mainly it's like, you know, like you said, I feel like you're doing the right thing. You're on the right path where you're saying, let's build this higher level entertainment. You know, and building your actual brand around your, you know, your product, what you're putting out, and not relying so much on these platforms that can easily just out of nowhere be like, oh, we done. Yeah. No, we cool. Let me shut your account down. TikTok did that with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A couple of videos. It was like, I was like, you violated? Why? You had it looked like a gun in there. You had a gun. It looked like a gun. Gun.
Yeah. Here's my question. This is a random question off of social media. Tiff, you are a filmmaker. Now, as a filmmaker, how do you find, I know some stuff might be like, all right, I'm going to just pay for it myself. But how do you find your funding to do every idea that you have?
You know,
that's the hardest part, yo.
It is. And I'm listening to y'all, and like I see so many of my friends and cohorts in this industry that like are using their voices to pay their bills, and I know I can do that. I know I can give them Cleveland. Right. Cleveland. I know that I can give them Cleveland. Yeah. I've got it all in every place. Okay, I've got it all, but I'm not a Cleveland girl despite my blessings, and I know that I'm like a good orator, but I also feel like my opinion is so unpopular. Like I'll be canceled before I even get started. So like for me as an artist, for me to be able to express the way I want to, I gotta put it in my writing, because then there's no penalty. I can throw my stones and show my hands. If I put it, I can stand behind my script all day long. The problem is with this can be up today. Yeah. When I write a script, it's gonna take a fucking year or two to get it to the audience, and I may still stand by it by then, but it's so much more expensive to create film than it is music and podcasts and those things. That's a long way for me to get to. I'm paying for myself. I mean, whoever in my face at that point, like if you want to date TV, you got to believe in me, because you got to get got to get behind everything. Like I'm not a shoes and bags girl, I'm a lens and camera girl. Okay. So I really
want to just break this down for anybody, anybody that has missed what she has just said.
That's bars.
If you're dating her, she don't want no bag.
Nope.
She don't want no shoes. No. She wants you to purchase her a camera, a lens, some camera, some lighting equipment, some makeup maybe. Find me a DP.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
That's how I got into the Writers Guild. This guy that I was dating at the time was like giving me money to go and like, I wanted to produce a web series. So like he got me a camera. He was getting me just like stuff to usher along this dream that I had going on. And he was like sending the money the same way. I feel like it was PayPal at the time. He was sending me just like increments of money to do those things. And by the time I got the web series done, this is like back when WGA was like letting you use new media to join.
Ooh.
So I like made my production company Signatory, hired myself, and I came to this last snag in the process, which they make daunting. But they were like, okay, so we need payments. We need to see that you paid yourself to do this job that you said that you hired yourself to do with this production company. And I was like, how am I going to show this? Because like I don't know. But then I got this bright idea. Like my company is called Tiffany Classics. That's where he was paying me. He was paying me to my PayPal, and when I would transfer the money from my PayPal to my bank account, I was like, well, these are the payments. This is how I paid myself. And every time he sent me money and I sent it to my account, that's what I used to show the WGA that I paid myself.
Okay.
So like
right under your nose.
Right under my nose. Right under your nose. So I mean, that's how I've been doing it. I mean, and it is expensive, and it's a long form, and because people don't appreciate, videos in the way that I do them or stories in the way that I tell them, it's very difficult to monetize, because there is my consistent is once every few months or once a year. You think about like how often Prince can come out with an album versus how long it took John Singleton to make movies.
Right.
Like they would literally. I've read these books. Do I have them? I don't think so. These books where Spike Lee and John Singleton would like basically publish their journals when they were making these films, and Spike was writing School Days while She's Gotta Have It was in post-production. So it's almost like the same way we would hear that like Lil Wayne he would put a studio on his tour bus so he could record while he was on tour. Like that is it's such a long form to get the art to the public that like people being consistent as a filmmaker is years in between. And you think we doing nothing when really like you working every day. My family don't think I do nothing. But
that's what my dad'd be saying. Like, boy, you ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing nothing. They think I'm doing absolutely nothing, and I don't know how to show you that. Like, I got to work today. Where you going? Job.
Let me ask you a question.
It takes time.
Your question was how she got money to...
Oh, she answered it immediately.
I answered that.
Immediately.
Oh, okay. I was fucking with the camera.
Here's the thing. I hear the filmmaker process, and my writing skills are impeccable, but I prefer TV over film because of what you said. Like, it takes so long. Doing a movie takes so long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can knock, like doing these videos and how we do TV shows, I know I can shoot a movie fast, but at the same time, the money aspect, like whereas like TV, it's like, all right, cool. I have a budget of we could do 5 or 10 episodes for this amount of money. Let's do it. Get it to any network, and now we can get season 2 and blah 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 blah. And you're shooting in. You can shoot the entire series realistically, shoot days in 2 weeks, but the whole production might be a month or 2 months. Whereas a film, it's like, damn, you gotta the color correcting and the sound, and you gotta make. It's just so much, and you're the only person that I know that is successfully doing films.
I don't know that I am, though. I think I look more successful to you than I do. I mean, I don't know. I certainly don't feel like.
But you know what?
Doing
I know how you feel, but at the same time, we have to check ourselves and be like, we got it done though.
Yep.
And that is a success in its own right.
You're right.
Because there's a lot of people that can't even get that accomplished, or they can, but they don't. So that's still a win.
That's an artist's crutch right there. Like,
yeah.
A lot of times, and I've said that myself. Just the actual accomplishment of getting something done and seeing it through.
Yeah.
That's the first achievement, because you got a lot of people out here with great intentions.
Yep.
Great, like, you know what I'm saying, but no execution. They're like, man, I got this feature, I got this script, I got this idea, I got the blah, blah, blah. But just actually, getting it done, seeing it through is like, that's the main accomplishment.
People make fun of these Tubi guys, but these Tubi guys,
the Tubi dudes, they doing it.
Knocking it out.
They knocking it out.
I'm about to start putting shit on Tubi.
Why not, man?
How do you get your shit on Tubi?
Upload it. No,
do you upload it?
Why the way that you ask a question is funny?
Is it click and drag?
Click and drag.
Can you click and drag the Tubi?
No. But
That's
Tubi,
a good question.
They actually just put money. There was a film Damon Wayans just did.
I saw
a
some
little bit of it. I said, okay.
I saw
it looked like it had budget.
Hey,
it didn't look like a traditional Tubi.
It did.
It didn't look like a traditional Tubi.
That's facts.
No diss to Tubi, but I'm just saying it didn't look like a traditional Tubi.
It's like I say, everybody laugh at you till they're not laughing at you.
Exactly.
Right.
Ooh. Because I rap.
Say it
I got
again
some
for the
bars.
people,
I got
man.
bars a little bit.
Hit the bars.
Say it again. Just
Everybody laugh at you until they're not laughing at you. And so
Right.
I remember even when the Peacock app first came out, I was talking shit about the Peacock. I was like, this is stupid. Ain't nobody watching this shit. Bro, I be on the Peacock app more than damn near any other app.
Just
Peacock app,
NBC.
okay.
Bruh, for real. But it's not even just NBC. It is NBC, but it's also just the content that Kevin Hart's new
Kevin
special
Hart's
on there. A
special
lot of
just
their
dropped,
original
yeah.
series are on there.
Yeah.
SNL catalog is on there.
Okay, so that's different though, because what you're talking about is like they've built up a catalog of really great work.
No, I'm talking about new shit too, though. I just mentioned
and
SNL.
it's fine.
Okay,
it's fine,
okay.
but it's good work, right? That's what you're saying.
All right. Motherfuckers are trying to deter. No, nigga, listen to everything I said. Goddamn it.
I'm not. I'm saying
We're
that
not
it's
playing
good.
that shit today.
Listen.
All right.
I'm saying with Tubi, they are blowing up because views are views. Nobody cares while you're watching.
Yeah.
Views are views. But Tubi is blowing up because we looking at plastic babies.
Yeah.
We looking at delayed reactions from being shot.
Right.
We looking at ketchup
But
for blood.
I love the hood movies on Tubi.
I need to watch 'em.
We watch hood movies like at least once, twice a week. We watch a hood movie. There was one I was watching called I think it was the Neighborhood Dope Man.
And
The
now they're gonna go
Neighborhood
watch
Dope
it.
Man. Oh my
How
god!
did they get on Tubi?
It was on there.
We
They
gotta
had-
look- we
they
gotta
had
look
this
that
part-
up.
look,
We
They
gotta
had
look
this
that
part where he got an eviction letter on the door, right? They wrote eviction. Yo, we screamed. They wrote it though. You can somebody
you
wrote
get it.
eviction.
because you get
And
it.
I said, yes, this is the content.
Because you get it. You know what? They Cloned Tyrone did something like that. They Cloned Tyrone. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm finna give you something. He's ridiculous.
The eviction.
They wrote the eviction notice. They wrote it out. Then somebody was like, I was like, yes. This is that's the content I need.
I
get it.
Tiff,
Man,
I'm
come
sorry.
on.
No, it's fine. They Cloned Tyrone did something like that, and I'm not gonna spoil the movie.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna give you a little
Okay.
taste.
Okay.
So there were some sexual situations, but they didn't have the sex. I know this is gonna sound ridiculous,
Okay.
but it functioned just like that eviction notice. So like a girl was in a car jacking somebody out, so she was just doing this, and it was just air. Wasn't no dick, wasn't no nudity, wasn't no
Yeah, I
nothing.
noticed that in the movie.
I thought it was brilliant. Because we don't have to exploit the women because nobody's looking at male butt cheeks. So like We not.
But you know, they do be showing male butt cheeks more and more on TV now.
And they are. Shout out to P-Valley. They are.
See, I was like, do women appreciate that? I was watching something with my wife the other day. I said, how dare they show a dick bigger than mine in front of my wife? This is uncalled for. Go for it. I'm listening.
I just thought that it was an interesting way to show sex but not have it, because it functioned like that eviction notice. Like, you get it. This ain't it don't matter what the little tiny writing is. Y'all wasn't gonna read it no way. You know what this means.
Right.
You get it. That's
we get it. You could do, you could show a little emotion. You maybe show a little cheeks, but egregious cheeks or more egregious cheeks. I've been like, come on, for the gratuity's sake. I've been like, come on now. Why do we need
fully
that?
dressed.
Now, is there a part? Now think about this. These hood movies have gotten on Tubi.
Yeah.
Right.
People advertise them for people.
Yes.
Because of the bad stuff, though.
Right. But
because of
but
the
people
eviction
still watch.
notice.
Right.
That's the funny thing. People will make fun of something, but they're already an hour and 20 minutes in.
And right. And I also think that when you know what you're getting into, you accept, you already know, oh, this is Tubi. You know what I'm saying? Like a Tubi hood movie. So there's a lot of forgiveness. You be like, I know what I'm about to get into.
This is my greater, deeper philosophical question. You ever see like a hood dude? You ever look at rappers and be like, how is he more successful than me?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all ever had that thought. Like, you looking at dudes with tattoos on their face, grill, whatever and it's like, how? And it was like, did they out hustle me? Did they know something I didn't know? Did they have a connection? So to get the Tubi, this is the greater point. We are 4 very intelligent black individual artists.
Yeah.
None of us know how the fuck to get your stuff on Tubi.
Right.
But these hood dudes
figured out
how to get their shit on Tubi.
Yeah.
So then I got to look at myself
and
say, where, when, and how am I fucking up? Because obviously they figured out something in the matrix, in the algorithm, whatever, in business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That we don't know about yet.
Yeah. I think about that when I see influencers say, I don't even know, because my mind doesn't think in grammatical errors, but like they can't spell.
Yeah.
And they are selling hair.
Selling it.
They're selling it. And the girls don't care, because I didn't come here for words and letters. I came here for hair, and your edges is laid.
Touche.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Damn.
Dumb niggas win it.
I literally
that's the thing. That's what I said. They if they go, okay, we're going to Tubi. We know we're going for the hood movies,
right?
Because Tubi is. They got content.
Tubi has redeeming qualities.
Listen, Tubi got content though. And let's be real. Like, I think Tubi's owned by Fox.
That's the point I was about to get to. Tubi's owned by Fox.
I'd be like, look, don't sleep on Tubi. They got content. They got some. There's a cinematography documentary on there. It's really dope. Roger Deakins, all of them talking on there. Really, really dope. It's called it's like cinematographers something journey or something like that. It's really dope. So if you into film, you know what I'm saying, they got content. They got movies.
They do have
all
movies.
And ain't sponsored by Tubi, but I'm just saying.
Tubi low key fire.
But here's the thing.
I went through Tubi.
But here's the thing. On the low, like say foundational purposes, I feel like Tubi's blowing up because of the hood movies, because we keep posting. And we like, yo, look at this, man. Look at what they
black shit, black people. It still goes back to I'm telling. It goes back to black people are talking about it. We're whether we talking shit about it or we're bigging it up.
Right.
We're talking about it.
Right.
They know that.
Think about it. Twitter doing its thing. Then it was black Twitter.
Yep.
Like we kept that thing afloat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We on there joking about whatever. Bam. Same with TikTok. Remember at one point TikTok was like, oh, we want to honor all the black content creators, because it was like they knew the dances or whatever was the foundational piece of that.
That was
thing.
Vine too,
and Vine as well.
Vine was built off of y'all back. You, Bash, Daystorm, Melvin, Hannah,
Hannah, No, we was out there killing.
They built clarity.
Everybody.
It goes beyond social media. Fox was built that way. The WB was the WB.
Yes.
Yeah, all of those networks.
Comedy Central. Chappelle.
Yeah.
He
single-handedly.
He resuscitated them.
They live in color.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a brand new network.
It's brand new network.
And then as soon as they get popping,
they get all white shows.
So the key to this, the biggest lesson to all of this is we need to get our ass on Tubi.
Get the money now.
I mean this shit.
Yeah.
I mean
immediately.
Yeah.
Because once it becomes popping, they not gonna be fucking with us no more.
Nah.
That's just how the game goes, bro.
Right.
So we need to get our ass on Tubi. We need to figure out a way to get our content, whatever web series, shorts, films, TV ideas on that platform while it's still on the come up.
Yeah. Because they outlasted the Quibi joint. It was
Quibi-
Tubi and
Quibi
Quibi,
was
and
trash.
Quibi is gone.
I knew Quibi wasn't gonna
Well,
last.
Quibi, the major problem of it was that they were thinking, hey, we can give short form content, almost like a TikTok or IG or whatever. But the thing is that it's not interactive. It wasn't interactive. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying?
There's
and
no
that's the thing,
comment
like,
section.
right? There's no comment section. I can't make my own video, so I'm like, I'm gonna watch your short. Yeah, okay, yeah. You cool. TikTok, you can respond, do a remix, whatever. You know what I mean?
That's
more
a great
interactive.
great
People like
observation.
interactive. That's the only thing that they like. anymore.
Interactive.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, they want to feel a part of the party.
Think about it. If somebody turned the comments off, you'd be mad. You'd be like, why did you turn the
It's like
comments off?
watching lives during the pandemic. You're like, I can't. Well, all right, I'm out. I'm
Right,
out.
exactly.
Versus. Half of Versus was reading the comments.
The comments was amazing.
Yeah, the comments was fire.
Yeah.
Damn.
Versus had a good run, and then as soon as they got bought, nothing. Because by now they should be doing live concerts, and they're not.
They're not.
That's the problem. White people bought it, and now it's gone.
Somebody made a versus flyer for Jesse and Carly.
I
That's
saw that.
hilarious.
So, people are striking
Yeah.
simply for networking.
It's
Speak on it.
genius.
1,000%.
It's genius. I mean, I haven't hit the picket line,
yeah.
but Tangerine been out there every day, and I've been seeing people make their videos, and people are finding new friends. People are selling scripts. People are like, "Hey, yo, let's
It's
work together after
hilarious.
this is over." I'm like, "Wow, I guess that should
My
be your work."
my boy just asked me, "Fond, you going out there?" I was like, "What is it? I thought y'all had picked." Well, look, I mean, the other day I was chilling with Rosario, and then I'm going, "What?"
Correct. Everybody's out there. And right now, we're all the same.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Nobody has a job. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. You can't do anything.
Nobody
you can't,
has a job.
Everybody's
Right.
everybody's unemployed. We're all the same. Nobody has anything to do. So
Great point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna see Denzel out there, or maybe we will. Who knows?
Oh, he's gonna go
But
to the studio that has the least amount of people.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Pop
Like,
by Amazon real quick.
Is anybody Tubi? Are
but
they walking by
that's the
Tubi?
thing.
Are they-
For somebody like him, it wouldn't behoove him to do that. Like if celebrities are going, they're going to be visible.
Yeah.
Celebrities aren't going anywhere to not be seen.
Yeah.
They're going
Right.
somewhere to be visible.
course.
So
Yeah.
everybody's accessible. I've seen so many showrunners out there, but also like you kind of gotta like feel the moment. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
And a lot
Read the
of
room.
you gotta read the room because I have felt people coming up to me and like just trying to talk about girl.
Give me an example.
No.
Hey, so wait a minute.
What were you working on before the strike?
That question.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my thinking because that's a great reason to go to strike. I didn't have that perspective till my homeboy hit me up and was like, "Bro, I'm going tomorrow just for the networking." And
That's
I
crazy.
was like, "Oh, okay. Well, fuck the cause." You know, but I guess he's still fighting for the cause. But you know, the benefit is the networking.
Mm-hmm.
So there are actual celebrities, working people out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Courtney Kemp has been out there. She's the Power World.
Yeah.
Ramla from Reasonable Doubt has been out there. I mean, there's so many.
Yvette Nicole Brown. Everybody's
Everybody's
There's
been
a lot
out
of
there.
people yeah.
And that's the thing, the showrunners, like, yes, but I don't know what you're gonna get from marching with Sanaa Lathan. You know, I don't know
Right.
what
Because
what's
there are
gonna
other
happen.
employees. I'll tell you something that you.
I know what you
could
got.
do.
Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
I want to. What you could get from that is relationship. Meaning,
Fair.
if you're talking and you exchange Instagram, and let's say Sanaa Lathan or a showrunner starts following you on Instagram, now you have direct access to a showrunner.
Yeah.
So that relationship could build from that moment.
1,000%.
Yeah.
A
I'm
showrunner
saying
makes
this.
sense.
Yeah.
This is the cheat code. If you are financially able to do so, go out there and rent you a truck
Yeah.
to come cater whatever strike is going on.
Correct.
Whatever food you know
Okay.
everybody can eat because you know people are gluten free and
Yeah.
all
Okay.
of that. smoothie truck or a coffee truck.
That's what Jahan need to do with his
fries. I thought about that, but it's fries.
He should do that with the fries.
He should do that with the fries.
He can still do it.
He
They'll
can still do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll still take it.
He'll pull up.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne
like,
did that.
this
Lil
nigga.
Wayne sent In and Out one day, and it was like, well, what interest would Lil Wayne have in the writer's strike? And
Well, he fucking I mean, never mind.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Wait,
What was
what
that?
did you swallow?
He has a baby by an actress.
Oh.
No, that doesn't matter.
I mean, but she might have dropped something in his ear.
So no, apparently
Okay.
he's doing this because he's got a project that he's trying to
Gotta
a
do it.
show that he's
There you
trying
have
to
it.
get on there. And there you have it. So yes, that is
there we
smart.
go.
I've seen several companies do that.
Yeah.
We didn't know who they was, and now all of a sudden I have to talk to you and I have to thank you for
Gotta
this
thank 'em.
taco.
Yeah,
Gotta
a
thank
food
you.
truck is always.
Yeah,
Gotta
of
thank 'em.
course. And it be helping. Like, it be hot out there.
Yeah.
You be hungry. Even if you wasn't when you got there, you stay long enough, you're going to get hungry. So,
And you're still a working actor or writer, and you're like, yo, this helps. I needed this. I don't have to reach into my pocket
yeah.
of separate funds and get something to eat or drink.
Yeah.
How long? So I just seen a clip of it's an actress named Giovanni Samuels. Y'all seen this?
No.
She was an actress on
Yes.
All That back in the
Yeah.
day, and she's
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah,
Black
I
chick.
know her name. Yeah, as soon as you
Yeah.
said all
That's
that.
the homie. Yeah.
so you seen the video?
Yeah, I just saw it.
So-
What happened?
Yeah,
What happened
just
in the
saw
video?
it.
So she just posted a video crying because she's like, yo, I've exhausted all of my money. Like, I spent my savings. I done spent all my 401k. Like, I need to get back to working as an actress to pay my bills and my livelihood. So I saw that. I was like, God damn. And I was like, how long? Because the studios, it came out. The studios was like, yo, we go hold a line until y'all lose y'all homes and apartments, and
Right.
y'all can't afford shit.
Right.
So I'm thinking, like, how long do you think the actors and the writers would really say we go strike until they like, fuck it, somebody go cross the picket line?
Well, here's the thing. A24 is a smaller
Yeah.
studio, independent, and they came to every single thing that the actors and writers wanted.
Right.
Wow.
So they are allowed to continue shooting their projects, which is 39 projects, which means that nothing has to be on hold because, okay, this is how I looked at it. Next year's film and TV is going to be trash, right?
Right.
Except for A24 projects. And if you've knocked out all your competition, now you go from being still independent but making a certain amount of money to a lot more money.
Yeah.
Because your competitors weren't able to shoot anything. So if studios one by one, that was the light at the end of the tunnel. If studios one by one start giving in, then it'll knock through.
Right.
But they're waiting on more studios one by one, bro.
Yeah.
I think that actors are going to scab first. I've already seen actors,
Scabbing.
scabbing, literally on social
Yeah.
media where everybody can see them. Be like,
Set
well,
life.
my movie is coming out. My movie's airing tonight on TV1 at 8. And I'm not supposed to post about my movie, but they didn't say I couldn't talk about it. Girl, it's the same thing.
On
The same thing.
They're doing this
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Instagram.
I seen Lonnie Love post. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said
You
that.
already said it.
You control the edit.
Fuck your feelings. Remember that?
Fuck your feelings, yeah. Lonnie Love posted about Michelle Buteau. Is it Buteau?
Yeah.
About her new show on Netflix.
Survivor. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought about that too.
Yeah, you
Is
saw
it-
that post?
I didn't see the post,
I was
but
trying
I'm
to drag
like,
somebody else in with me.
No, I didn't see the post.
see the post.
But what if you're talking about something that your friend is in?
That's the same thing.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's still promoted.
We've thought about it.
Yeah.
You don't think there's a show that I love right now
Yeah.
that I don't want to talk about my friends being on? There is a show that
Right.
my wife is about to be on that I can't say anything.
She sent a flyer out yesterday.
On the
and
text.
Yes, on the
That's
text.
text. That's not social
It
media.
is. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad you did this. I don't know that I would have thought to do that, but
She be out the box.
It's a lot of texting. She's very smart. But I've seen people scabbing already. I think the actors are going to scab before the writers. Well, the
Man,
writers
that's
already
such a
been
funny
in.
ass term, bro.
Scab.
I know that
Scabbing.
little scab.
They
I know,
are.
but there was a I know what's the
What's the
scab?
scab?
Little
What's the scab? Like they itching to get back?
It's
What's
scab.
the real?
Oh, they itching to
They
get
itching
back.
to name.
Yeah,
That might be.
that might be
That
it.
might
That
be.
might
I
be
don't
it?
know. Maybe. I
Okay.
don't know why it's called scab. But
Alright, well, that's gonna be the reason.
actors are so they're
It's-
so pressed.
You got any more of
They're
that
so
work out
pressed
there?
to be seen.
What? Yeah.
Correct. They're so pressed to be seen. They want everybody. That's the thing. She already already had did the work.
Yeah.
It was coming on TV1. Like, girl, I'm not turning to TV1 because you said so. Like, if I was going to TV1, I was going anyway. I was already there.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's not this deep. Like, why don't you stand firm? You already ain't making no money.
Yeah.
Like,
but see, that was my thing with the strike, because I didn't know if it was a bunch of people that wasn't working anyways that's going to the strike versus people that's actually working. But it's both. Okay, because
so with the woman that you're talking about, if her money came from all that, like, has she done anything recently?
I did IMDb, little guest spots here and there.
So
until recently too.
Right. Okay. So
like one episodes type thing.
Right. That wasn't enough to live off anyway. So like my dad called me yesterday and he was like, "How is this affecting you? I don't know how this works. Like, educate me." And I appreciated that because it's like, well, look, I'm working so inconsistently, and like I've been a series regular on the show, but like it don't be enough. Right. So like I'm working so inconsistently. BT, right? I'm not promoting it. Yes,
but I mean it's not on the air right now, right?
It's on BT Plus, and now I'm promoting it.
Right,
like I don't know what the line is. I don't know what the line is.
Scab alert.
It was on TV.
Need a little aloe.
Listen, I don't know what the line is.
A little Neosporin for you.
The way I explained it to him was, for those of us who are immediately in dire straits, we needed some money anyway,
right?
Because this strike doesn't put you out. Like, either it's a really wide threshold. Like, if you're working consistently and like you are in production was stopped, like, you know, you had money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is not gonna put you out. You wasn't finna go get no job at Amazon anyway.
Right.
But for those of us who was like actually working check to check, we didn't know our next job was coming from no way. It's just that now the hope is removed. I know. I used to hope I was getting a job soon. Now I know I ain't getting no job
But also,
soon.
you know, I feel like you have to have multiple streams.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and that's the thing. It's like if you're just I mean, I get it. It's, you know, with the industry and all that. But if you're just relying on just theatrical, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, it's so hard to do that.
It's a thing of the past.
You gotta have multiple. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing online, if you're doing stand up, like, you know, I've always the thing about it. You know how it is with comedy. It's like, anytime, you know, it get dry out there, it get dry, little, you know, you see tumbleweeds, you know, the tumbleweeds is out. You got live. You got live entertainment to always be there, you know what I'm saying, to go to as an avenue of a stream. But yeah. Sorry, what was you gonna say?
So I was talking to my sister about that today, and I think back in the day, especially when I first started, it used to be I need a survival job until I book something big enough, and then I'll be able to stop, and then I'll be able to sustain myself in between jobs. But now I don't think about it like that anymore. Like, now it should be looked at as multiple streams, because when you think about the people who, you know, we don't think needs to work anymore. Jay-Z got multiple streams. He not just relying on rapping.
Right. True.
Rihanna is selling makeup, and we would buy another album.
A Billy Goat.
We would buy another album, but why bother? If she put out another album and we didn't fuck with it, we might stop buying the makeup.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if she put something out and it's not as good as Anti, we might stop buying the makeup.
Damn.
That's a big might.
It's a big might.
Women love that Fenty.
Because we do wearing it now.
That Fenty,
so like,
that name Fenty is big.
Fenty.
It's big. All I'm saying is,
but I hear what you're saying.
You feel what I'm saying? These are people who have made it, so to speak, and they have diversified their portfolio, because everybody that's an artist knows that you're gonna need some money to go with that art money.
Right. Right.
That's where we are.
This
is not about like a survival job anymore. And I've accomplished what I set out to accomplish. It don't feel like I thought it would feel. It didn't give me the stability that I thought it would give me. So as a result of that, it's a diversification. And then that takes it out of like, I'm scrapping for money, and it turns me into a mogul. And now I feel better about finding some more money.
Straight up. You know, that's part of like what the thesis of my stand-up special is. It's like I quote unquote made it, but I didn't.
You absolutely made it. You made it a long time ago.
I did. Honestly, I remember walking on the set of MacGyver one day and having a thought in my head. I made it.
Right.
Like, quote unquote, I made it.
Yeah.
Right.
But technically, for my standards, I haven't made it.
Right.
So it's like the nigga that made
it's so weird. I want to be you when I grow up. So weird.
But I get it, because yeah, you look at me and say, I'm trying to get to where Justin at.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Donald Glover. I'm like, I'm trying to get to where he at. He looking at Jamie Foxx and like, I'm trying to get to where he at.
Sure.
Jamie Foxx looking at Denzel and say, I'm trying to get to where he at. Denzel looking at God and saying, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We always trying to get what a lot of us, the ones are with artistic. I was about to say autistic. The ones that's artistic, and when we have a lot of ambition,
right?
It's like the next level. We're always striving for that next level.
Yeah.
People wonder why Kevin Hart works so much. It's like, yeah, he accomplished it. Now he like, what's the next level? And then you accomplish.
He trying to get to the LeBron level.
He trying to get to the LeBron level.
Yeah.
That's right. He trying to get to a Billy.
He trying to get that Billy.
And he gonna get there.
That
He's
Billy
gonna
the
get
kid.
there.
That Billy.
That Billy.
The kid. He's trying to get that Billy.
That's hilarious.
He's trying to get that Billy.
So that's something that I be thinking about. I was just listening to TD Jakes and Charlemagne. They got a episode that they just posted on YouTube.
This is Breakfast Club or something else?
It is something. That's a great question. It's something. no, for real. But if it's a different. It's called
the Breakfast Club at the Potter's house.
I know. It's called Disruptive Conversations.
Disruptive thinking.
Disruptive thinking.
Yeah,
He got a new
yeah.
book. He got a new book coming out. TD Jakes called Disruptive Thinking, and it's a one-on-one discussion. And he was talking about how when you accomplish the ones that's disruptive, the people that's trying to achieve something, he was like, you ever feel like basically you get to the next level and you're like, damn, I'm back at zero. He said, because you are. He was like, once you get to the next level, you're back at you're back at level 1. Because he was saying you can only go to level 10, like literally in like numerics, like in numeric order or whatever. You can only go to 10. So he was saying once you go to 10, you got to go back down to 1.
Yeah.
So even us, where we're at in our career, we done accomplished certain shit. Once we accomplished it, well, now we back at level 1, and we have to relearn whatever we got to learn to then get to the next level.
Right.
So even me, and I was like, that hit me hard, because I just did a post about how at the Hollywood Improv on their billboard, their digital billboard, they got me on their billboard, but they won't book me to perform at the Hollywood Improv.
Hilarious.
Oh, wow.
So I just
I'm sorry, how does that work?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, so people drive by on Melrose every day. Cause see, I think it's like Matt Rife, I think is on there now. Me, couple other comics, and it's just real quick, like the famous comedians performing at the Hollywood Improv. Listen, there should be way more famous comedians on that fucking billboard. I don't know how I made the cut, but I'm up there. They won't book me. But when I listened to the podcast this morning, I said, oh, okay. See, I'm at the next level. So now I'm back at the bottom. For whatever, I'm back at the bottom, and now I have to get more popping, get funnier, create something, get on whatever show. I still have to do whatever I need to do to get me to that next level.
What if there's an AI Justin hires that's been performing? He's been performing at the Hollywood Improv this whole time, and you've never even walked in until now. And you go, wait,
They cloned
They
Tyrone.
They cloned.
But I said
Justin
all of that to say there was a point that I was getting to, which is basically just like on the next level that we get to, we're always gonna have to rebuild and relearn to get us to then that next level.
But here's the thing, bro, and to echo what you said, but in the reverse, I've been at level 10 for a couple of years now, and I'm ready to fucking graduate. And that's the problem. It's like every time I talk to one of the homies, they're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, bro, I'm just ready to graduate. I'm just ready to go back to 1.
Wait a minute. And I'm going to give a pushback.
Give it to me.
You already graduated.
Right.
See, you already accomplished level 10.
Yeah.
So you already graduated. So now you back at 1. You already back at 1. So now it's what do I need to now do to then elevate to that next level?
I have something for both of you.
I'm listening, Queen.
I have something for both of you. Another way to think about
I know, right?
Black
Is it
women
not for me as well? Can I have it as well?
You can have it too.
If
I
I
have some for you
am I
too.
privy to that?
Yes,
Okay.
you are.
She gonna be like, I saw a toddler and I got kidnapped.
No, oh, stop it now. She has to live with that. She's 25.
Fuck that chick, man. I'm gonna get back to her. Go for it. I'm listening. I have no
Another
sympathy.
way to
She got mental illness, I'm sure.
Another way to think about
Fuck that chick.
what you're thinking
I'm listening. My bad.
is, yes, you have to go back to 1. But also, when you reach the top of a mountain, you're automatically at the valley of another mountain.
Exactly.
Right.
That's one.
Right.
For you, young sir.
Yeah.
and I say this to like my nieces and nephews, what happens when you graduate?
You go to college? Or I'm sorry.
At any graduation. At the activity of graduating, what happens? What do we do?
We walk across that stage.
We walk. You need to walk away from whatever you're doing and do something else. You need to try something else. There's a reason, there's a physical gesture to go with it. You need to walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will agree with that.
I like that.
And that was going to my point. You got to figure out whatever that next thing is that you have to do within your artistry to then that's going to take you to the next level.
Yeah.
It's almost like a video game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just think of a basic just video game back in the day. It's like you clear the level, you know what I'm saying? You're like, "Oh man, past that level." You know, they give you whatever points and whatever. You get to the next level. And it's like you're the same character.
Yeah.
But now you got to figure out that level. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you are back to one because think about it. At the first level, you was trying to figure that out.
Yep.
So in whatever next level, it's like now you got to figure out, okay, 10, you at 10, you graduated. Like you said, you walk. You know what I mean? But now it's like, okay, now you move to the next whatever grade, whatever level, whatever it is. You say, okay, now I got to learn how to figure this out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you did what you set out to do, and you ain't where it's like you did it.
Yeah.
You said you already did it.
And you got to think about it.
You accomplished that level.
Yeah.
So
And if you
back
think about
at
it, like
one.
if you switch gears as well, like you notice that there's a lot of artists will switch gears on you. You know what I'm saying? Like just take Denzel for example, right?
Yeah.
Like there was at one point he was doing a certain type of movie. You know what I'm saying? A certain type of character. You know what I mean? And then it was like he switched gears, and then he became like the man with the gun in his hand type character.
Equalizer.
Like, Equalizer.
Training
all of that.
Day.
Training Day, Man on Fire, all of that. You like, yo, John Q. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he just switching gears. Now, if Denzel like jumped into comedy or something like that, that would be another gear shift. But it's like, you know,
Robert De Niro did that.
De
Robert De Niro did that in his later age.
Yeah, he
Added
hit the comedy.
25 years to his career.
Right,
Too.
you just switch gears real quick, and sometimes you got to switch gears and say, okay, you know what? Let me go over here now, and you know, and see what it is, because it's like at some point, you know, and we've talked about this before with comedians. You know, some point, you know, people start knowing your tricks. They know you're funny. They know whatever, and they go okay, and they get used to your funny. You know what I'm saying? But then if you switch gears, they like, oh, I ain't see that coming.
Yeah,
and that's the reason.
It's time for another discipline. I think is what.
is.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
what you're
basically,
saying.
like,
Denzel
just another-
started.
yeah.
He started directing.
Yep.
Michael Jordan went and played baseball for a little while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, Eddie did an album, but
that shit was fire.
That's right. We're
But
not
it
gonna let
just-
you disrespect Eddie. Right?
I'm not. I would never. It's just maybe time for another discipline.
It is, but here's the funny thing. It's funny that y'all say that because there was a point, I'll tell you, where everything over the past decade, as far as the different graduations, the first graduation was I was doing my stand-up, then I go through my bullshit, and I was like, fuck, well, I guess I just got to start taking writing seriously. And I started taking writing extremely serious. And then writing was moving. I'm getting hired left and right for everything writing. Then I was like, I'm kind of getting tired of being behind the camera. I paid my penance. It's time to get back in front of the camera. Then you get back in front of the camera. And then you doing the camera, and then you behind the stage. And then you like, yo, my stand-up isn't getting the respect that it deserves. Then you start doing the stand-up. Then you start going on tour. And then I got a chance to go out with Martin. And it's like, oh, this is amazing. And then it was like, man, I'm not feeling fulfilled anymore from anything. I need to do something else. Then social media came. And it was like, all right, great. And then the different levels of social media where it's like, you making the sketches, and it's like, oh, I'm tired of doing sketches. Then it's like reaction videos. Oh, I'm tired of doing reaction videos.
You got to
Then
start
it's-
playing pickleball. No, I'm playing.
Straight up. He said it so serious too.
I know, right? What you got to do, brother?
I just saw a video about pickleball, and I was like, that looks fun. I didn't know what it was before.
It's fun.
But that still goes to my point, which is why The Rock and Kevin Hart and some of these people are always accomplishing something new. It's an endless, man, being an artist at times, there's an endless void that will never be filled. And it's just going to be up to you to say,
I like podcasts.
well, you know, you're always welcome here.
Appreciate
it.
You have your own chair.
You got your own
There
chair.
you go.
You know what I'm saying? But so, and yeah, podcast might be the next thing. That might be the evolution. But it's up to us to decide. One, I think we need to see, like, what do we need to accomplish for us to be content? And then also, what do we need to accomplish so we feel like we're living out our purpose? And when I say content, meaning like, I say content only because we're never gonna be fulfilled. We're always gonna want more.
Right.
I think if you're truly an artist, you're always gonna want more. Mm-hmm. And if you accomplish that, it's like, okay, you got to be able to fall back and be like, okay, I done did it all. I'm just like, okay, this is the point I'm making. I know y'all like, what the fuck are you talking about? Andre 3000. Mm-hmm. Woo. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The GOAT.
Yeah. He did it all.
Yeah.
When it came to hip hop, he did it. His last album didn't do as well.
What was the album?
It was the what was the one after Speaker Box Love Below?
There was an album after that?
Yeah, it's
Idlewild.
Idlewild.
But that was the movie soundtrack.
But it wasn't though. So it was named Idlewild, and it was kind of a movie soundtrack, but it was also like an original piece.
It.
But this is what I'm saying. It didn't hit as hard as Speaker Box and The Love Below. Mm-hmm. He went missing. And I heard him say this on Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin's podcast, he said he hasn't put out music. It's solely fear. He's like, well, what if it doesn't sell what my other albums have sold? So when Idlewild didn't hit the numbers that Speaker Box and The Love Below did, you see he vanished. That being said, still though, so he fucking not around. That's the same reason why Chris Tucker stopped doing movies for so long, because he said, and I know this for a fact because I did Rush Hour. Mm-hmm. He was saying, how am I gonna top Rush Hour?
Right.
I can't put out any movie. Like, what movie am I gonna do that's gonna do bigger at the box office than Rush Hour? So instead of putting out films, he went MIA and just started golfing and shit like that, right? Which isn't, I don't feel like it's the right move to do, but this is what I'm saying still.
That's like a boxer winning the belt and then saying, let me retire.
Right.
So I knew I had the belt.
Right.
You can't beat me if I'm retired.
You can't beat me if I'm retired.
You can't beat me if I'm retired. So, but the point is still, there's a part within Andre, he's always going to be an artist.
Yeah.
So that's why he's still going around playing his goddamn flute. Mm-hmm. He's going to these he still has to find something to do to get out his artistry.
It's a monkey on my back.
Go for it.
I sometimes I feel burdened by being an artist. I feel like sometimes stories wake me up out of my sleep. Sometimes I have such like vivid dreams that like I know it's a movie. I heard Jordan Peele talk about Get Out, or some monkey biting, some chimp biting something. That's Nope. Yeah.
Man, let me just say real quick, they didn't get no love on Nope. Nope was brilliant. Oh my God. Did you see Nope?
I said, you go hit him with the
house,
house party.
I'm sorry. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I mean, I get it. Everybody,
no, but go for it.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Go. I'm going to get into it.
Well, what you love about that apparently came to him in a dream. And all I'm saying is, like, when you are an artist, it's something, at least for me, I surrendered to it. I am not chasing being an artist. If I would have preferred to have just been a lawyer. I know I would be rich. I know I would be that girl already, because it's a beaten path. It's
I don't think you chase being an artist though. I don't think I think
some people are chasing. They're chasing their dream. They're chasing like booking this role. There are people.
I think they're chasing fame or success.
Okay.
I don't think they're chasing being an artist. Artistry.
Enough.
Yeah, I think being an artist, that's something that's just in you.
That's like a comedian.
That's like a comedian.
It's like you cannot. For me, and my friends who know me, y'all know. Like a lot of times, I'll take a break from stand up. You know what I'm saying? But I can't leave it. Like it's in me. I'm like, I gotta get on the stage.
I'm running
it's
from
like,
stand up.
Yeah,
many
but
people
it's
tell
like,
me I should do
but
it.
for me, it's like if I don't get on the stage, like it's like life and breath. I'm like, yo, I gotta have the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, for your point, and I need to say something to Tiff. For your point, Alphonso, man, I've never seen somebody be so naturally funny without there's only one time I saw you not being, and I bring this up every time because it was like, oh shit, I got a chance to see the real Alphonso, right? And it was like, you're so naturally gifted in this that you just scratch the surface of your funny, because at this point you got characters, you got your stories, but you haven't given the stories and the hurt
Right.
Like once you give the hurt, Alphonso, like when you, this is a podcast, I can't say the name, but when you told me the story of old dude trying to take your girl from you at the party.
Right. I told him that too. You need to talk about it.
It's brilliant. Right. And to speak life into you, Tiffany Black, you are such an amazing, all-encompassing talent. You can write, you can direct, you can produce, you can act your ass off, and you're also leaving talent on the table when you talk about the internet, because a lot of these things aren't going to be things that you put in a script. Some of these things you want to get out right then, and you have a personality. So it's like if you're not giving your thoughts to a podcast, or you're not giving your thoughts to a vlog, or something that, even if you want to just keep it private and do like a Patreon thing, you're doing yourself and your youth a disservice, because you are going to age like Angela Bassett, but that don't mean that you shouldn't be able to enjoy this time better than Angela Bassett was able to during her youth time period.
I was just thinking, man, how if you're fearful, does it hurt your artistry?
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you're fearful of whatever, like stand up, do you want to do it?
I'm terrified.
But do you want to do it?
I don't know.
Okay. So anybody out there, fuck her. Anybody, no, I know. Me and Tiffany, we have literally known each other since first grade.
Yeah.
First grade?
First grade.
Oh, wow. What? I thought y'all just knew each other from like high school or something. First grade?
Yeah.
First grade.
So anybody hear the bullshit that I'm slanging at her?
That's wild.
And he was this mean back then.
Oh, I can imagine. Hilarious.
I was worse.
I can imagine.
Yeah, you were worse.
Yeah.
You were a terror. And thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, I've gotten nicer in my older age.
You have?
This is me.
Believe it or not.
I went back and watched some old tapes from high school, like 15 when I first got a camcorder. I was a savage. And I mean that in a very bad way. Man. It was I look back at it like, I must have been that charismatic and that funny for people to fuck with me, because I was saying the most disrespectful shit to people. Yeah, it was hurtful.
There are some people who haven't gotten over it.
Who you know?
He said, "Who?"
No,
you know some people.
Whose list am I on?
Don't say that last name.
No, but you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny on some real shit?
What?
They would deserve to feel that way. On some real shit. When I went back and looked at some of those tapes from me, like at high school and shit like that, I was an asshole.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'm an asshole now. But I'm like it's like I know how to like tame myself, and I know how to hold back certain shit, you know. But back then, and I know where it was really coming from, I was a comedian searching for the joke. So I had to teach my daughter this. My daughter's 10, and I'll be having to tell her there's a difference between telling a joke and just being malicious.
Yeah.
And just being mean. And I said, so if you're saying something and your true intent is going for the laugh, I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
But if I feel like you're just saying something to hurt someone's feelings, I got to check you on that.
Right.
And that's what I realized when I was going back and looking at them tapes. Everything that I was saying, it was trying to go for a laugh, but it was coming out all wrong. Yeah.
What were you gonna say about artists from Fear? In Fear?
Well, basically, shit, I don't know. Hold on.
Bro, when you talk about the fear,
there's
been so many things. Like there's been a movie in my head since 2011. And I was telling Chaz this, Chaz Rogers, a good friend of ours, and he's like, man, do it. And I was like, but I need the money for it. And it got to be like this. And I thought about it when I shot a scene for it in 2012. Because my boy, Akash Singh, he was in LA at the time. He still lived in New York. And I was like, bro, it's this funny character you got to play called Sonny. He's like, I played a cop, right? I was really big into Hawaii 5-0 at the time.
Hilarious.
And I wanted to do a movie called No Hope PD because I was living in North Hollywood. And it was just like, we just investigate these crazy crimes. And
I'm already laughing.
I had him playing Sonny, which is like my snitch, right?
Right.
And he's fast talking. He sounds like Steve Buscemi. And he's this Indian guy with these green eyes. I'm like, man, this is going to be great once people see you on camera and all of that. And I shot that scene and I had it on my hard drive and I didn't shoot anything else for the movie. And I was like, yeah, I gotta sell it to somebody. And here it is literally a decade later that I haven't done that movie. And it's like, all I'm doing is getting older. Why am I fearful of just shooting it and dropping it on goddamn Tubi.
There's,
you know what I mean?
I feel like
Tubi.
right on Tubi.
This episode is brought to you by
Tubi.
Tubi.
I feel like to piggyback on the 2 points of fear, right? I feel like there is a realization that artists have that we know we're only as good as the last whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's like this realization that we know, like, okay, say if we put out, you know, whatever, adult film, video, whatever it is, and that thing takes off, right? We like, all right, you know, now we have to put out something to match that, because if not, we pretty much get humbled, if you will. You know what I'm saying? We go back to zero of like, so you could put out a blockbuster film, and then the next film you put out for the next summer, boom, it falls flat. Now you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And it's almost like people, they that's how they judge you as an artist. Like, well, you know, you're only as good as your last whatever. So I think there's a realization that we have as artists that fear is there. Like you said, pointed, you know, case in point with Andre, where it's like he knew that speaker box and all that was like, okay, this was at a certain pinnacle.
Diamond. I believe that was Diamond.
And it's like, yo, and now to put something out that's not as match worthy, now you kind of go like, let me fall back, because say I do another something that's under par with that now. Now you like, all right, man, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of times as artists, we use that fear to stay in the comfort zone.
Yes.
So if you notice that there's a lot of, I keep going back to stand up. So there's a lot of comedians who have been icons and legends. Not mentioning names, but they've reached the mountaintop, if you will, stand up. And now you see them still performing, but they're performing as if they were back in that time of them reaching that mountaintop.
Yeah.
But then you'll see other comedians at that same era have grown to the time now. You know, they've adjusted and amalgamated to that time now, where you go, okay, you could see them growing. There's no fear.
Yeah.
You know, but then you'll see, like I said, you'll see a lot of artists will stay in that same comfort zone, and they try to give you the same thing that they gave you when they was hot.
Yeah.
And people are like, we've grown out of that now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the fear. You don't want to get, you don't want people to know, you know, like I said, again, your tricks, but that's what happens when you stay in fear.
So what y'all go do when y'all get to that point?
You got to switch gears.
Always.
You got to switch gears. I feel like I'm switch gears. Yeah.
I was listening to this podcast that Oprah was interviewing somebody, and they were like, "How do you?"
How insignificant the other person
No,
was.
I know, and what I'm about to say is from them. I wish I could remember. I can't.
You're
at
proving
this moment.
Justin's point.
I know they are significant, but I came for Oprah. Okay, listen.
She gonna be like, Michelle Obama.
It wasn't Michelle.
I hope not.
But they were talking about like how to continue to evolve and like how to, you know, invest in your happiness as you age. And they said like there's a sweet spot in your late 30s, 40s area where like you're a master because you've been doing it for a while and you're still like relevant to like have the voice and you haven't like aged out of it yet. But once you like gotten out of that sweet spot, like you have to go into teaching, and that's where like your fulfillment would be. And I've seen people not leave that space. And we see it in different forms, right? Especially in the music industry. Like we wouldn't have like Eminem without Dre. We wouldn't have 50 without Eminem. Like at a certain point, you got to put another artist on, right?
Yeah.
Because if you like, Lil Wayne gave us Young Money, which is, you know, a slew of other people. But when you see people who don't, you know, reach back and like usher other people along, then that is the beginning of your demise.
You ready for this?
Please.
Yo, you just hit something that made me think about Tasha Smith. So I remember you would start taking her class.
Oh, right.
She started taking Tasha Smith's acting class. And I remember hearing about Tasha Smith's acting class, and I think I audited the class one night because you were doing it. I'm like, oh, let me see what's up. I had never at this point taken an acting class, and I was scared to be in a black acting class because I'm like, man, black women let you know where you are with
Tasha's
your skills
so good.
In life.
right?
She's so good.
I'm in there, and this particular night, a brother named Brooklyn was guest teaching because she wasn't there. And I'm watching the class, and I'm like, okay, cool. But I remember thinking, man, why is Tasha Smith teaching an acting class? She's good right now. I guess she's reached that part of her career where she just wants to teach, right? And to your point, like you just said about teaching, when you get to that point in your career where you're like teaching, a lot of people stay there. That was just a momentum shift for her because she went right into directing. And while she made the transition into directing, you began teaching.
That's her design.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that's absolutely her design. I started, she caught me on the day I was going to go back to St. Pete. Like I was about to quit acting. I was about to quit acting altogether the day I met Tasha Smith. I was like eating like McChickens and fry in a small fry. It came with a $2.12. I remember, like I had it budgeted out. I was and I told one of my friends, I was like, I'm finna go to Roscoe's because I'm hungry and I'm tired of being hungry and I'm not eating McDonald's again today. I'm out. I'm finna get me a real meal and I'm finna call my sister and ask her for a plane ticket. I'm done. And he was like, he came to like basically sulk at me for quitting. And Tasha Smith was in there that day, and she was making the people laugh, and she was checking out, and I like brushed by her. I didn't know it was her, and I was like, "Oh, she's taking so long," and I just gave her my money.
You wild, even if this wasn't Tasha Smith.
Right. Bizarre. It's so rude. So I was so low.
Looks like I'm not the only meanie. St. Pete.
Maybe it runs in the water.
I know, right?
But my friend like pulled her to the side. He was like, "My friend is such a fan of yours. Can you please just talk to her? She's an actress, and she's gonna like quit. She's going home." Tasha Smith came outside and prayed for me. She came and got me, and she brought me inside the restaurant, and she prayed for me in broad daylight in front of all them people. Like, did not care. I'm like crying, snotting. I could cry and snot right now thinking about it. And she was like, my class is about to start in an hour. It's every Wednesday. I want you to come. This woman has never charged me for an acting class.
Wow.
Like, and she put me on stage that night. Like, it was no, like, you ain't paying, you got to wait. Like, no, she put me on stage that night. She never treated me no different. She bought me the book. Like, I didn't have the book. She was like, why you didn't get the book? I was like, it's $20 and I don't have it. Damn. She bought me the book. Tasha Smith would walk into that class on the first of the month and be like, who can't pay their rent today? Nobody would raise their hand. She was like, somebody in here can't pay it. This is not the time to be bashful. Who can't pay it? Every hand that went up, she would write their rent check out.
Wow.
Like, that's how like committed to supporting artists she is. Fast forward.
I should have took the class.
Listen, sometimes that class was all we had.
Yeah.
That was all we used to look forward to. And so fast forward, I did that project in 2019, Fluoxetine.
Yes.
And like, that was born out of misery, but it ended up being so beautiful. She was like,
your marketing was dope for that as well. I had never seen anything. The way you cut that is the way I see Janelle Monáe cutting some of her videos now.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. She saw it. Like I ain't send it to her like begging her to watch it. She saw it and she was like, you directed this? I was like, I did. She was like, you're going to direct. And I was like, I'm not really trying to do that. I was just doing something. She was like, no, you're going to direct. And I'm about to take my acting class online because it was the pandemic. And she was like, you need to start working with actors. And I was like, just that imposter syndrome. Like, girl, I'm in acting class. I can't be teaching acting class. They're going to find out.
They're going to find out.
They're going to find out. They're going to know my secret that I can't act. And she's like, no, actually, you're like, you don't tell her no. So I told her yes. It's the highlight of my week now. And like, I am preparing to direct my first feature. And like, just hearing you say that, like, it's the dots are connecting. She's totally directing. She was like, listen, by the time I decided to direct, I had 20 years of experience working with actors. And like, you might not want to direct. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But like, you will have the experience there when you want to, because everybody ain't going to USC. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw it, man. I'm telling you. If I don't have an eye for anything else, I know talent. I know talent in every form of entertainment. I can pick out someone who's an incredible writer, a great comedian, actor, actress, everything. Right. And right before you dropped Fluoxetine, I was like, oh, she's it, because we were talking about writing. Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. And whenever somebody talks to me about writing, that's when I know that they take their careers seriously. Because writing, God's honest truth, you got to sit down, but it's the cheat code. If you want to be everybody thinks like if you're like, yo, that wouldn't have worked if you went up to Tasha Smith and said, hey, I'm an actor. She'd be like, okay. But your friend went up and it was like, she's forced to see you. But when people want to get opportunities, if you want to be in front of the camera, you want to be behind the camera, if you go up to Denzel and say, hey, man, I'm an actor, he's going to be like, all right, man, good luck to you.
Right.
But if you go up to any actor, any producer, any director and say, hey, I'm a writer, they're going to give you the respect you deserve. Right. They're going to look you in the eye when they talk to you because they're like, oh, you can create something for me. You're of use to me. You're of value. And that's how that goes. Yeah. So you always had it. And I can't wait to see you directing these feature films because this is just the beginning.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna tell you how amazing this episode was, man. So many talking points that I had jotted down.
That's why I was like, what did you plan?
Oh, yeah, what did you plan? Let's hear some stuff.
We hit it naturally. I mean, the shit we talked about, a lot of the stuff we talked about, we hit it organically.
That's dope.
Everything we were just talking about, being a writer, and Tasha Smith I wanted to touch on, you know, black dude.
Black dude.
Black dude.
Black dude.
I was gonna say, Ben. This is one that we did it, but we. This the final. This the final one.
We didn't touch on AI as well.
I did on
black dude.
This one. This the only one. Alphonso and I, we have both been the black dude on the white show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's done the middle.
Yeah.
I did MacGyver. Yeah. And then even the other shows I was typically the black dude on the white show.
Schooled. I was
Schooled. You was the black
dude.
Black
dude.
Didn't you do what was it? Breaking in?
Breaking in. Dude. The black dude.
So what did you learn? Was there anything that you learned being in that environment? I guess being the black guy on the white show, did you ever feel like you had to, I don't know, tame your blackness, or you had to move about in a certain way did you ever feel like you had to dim your light to not make other people feel threatened by your talent?
You got to answer this too.
I will.
Ooh.
Let's see. I wouldn't say like dim my light because I was always been just, energetic, everybody, Alphonso, man, he's crazy.
Right.
But I would notice that, as far as like the narrative of like within the story of whatever I was doing, it was more of the support of, hey, let me make sure, that character was in support of, let me make sure the white character is being built and being centered, and so I would notice that, and I would speak up about certain storylines or whatever, and just kind of like, but that was the say recipe of say the best black friend,
right?
You know what I mean, and it's like, and it's I've had friends that have done the same thing, have been in that that say that realm of like being the best black friend. And it's kind of tough because it's like, there's no, say, central narrative for your character like that, You're almost like an accessory, And so, I'm not mad at it. It's like, it is what it is, But, yeah, you kind of get a feeling of like you want to break out and do something even, just, more larger in life or if you will, or say something that's more centered to the character that you're playing. Because it's like, that's what people pay attention to. They pay attention to the storylines of that character. They say, oh, who's got the A story, who's got the B story, whatever. And it's like, if you just accessorize into that, it's like, all right,
I have a follow-up, and I do want to hear your answer, because they rebooted that Sex and the City show and Just Like That, and they have sprinkled it, not even sprinkled, they have littered it with all of these people of color,
because they didn't have it the first time around.
They didn't, but they're severely overcompensating.
Yeah, I seen the artwork. I seen the artwork. I was like, God damn, how many is this? The United Nations?
Yes, they literally have taken it so far, and they have a podcast to support the show, and their intentions were good, but do you ever feel like, and this is for both of you, do you feel like you should? That you should be lucky to be there, that you should be just happy to be included, even if your character isn't fully fleshed?
I didn't feel like I was lucky or whatever, like to be there. I was just like, all right, this is a part of, this storyline of whatever project it is. It was just like, all right, I'm here. I know what it is. I know what, how it's looked at, where many times it's like it goes back to just even the identification of us, personally. Like, we just want to be seen, want to be heard. So that's the same thing. It's like being in these stories that really may not give enough attention to our narrative, we just watched Barbie, you know what I'm saying? And
side note, I knew that's the movie y'all saw. Yeah. I was gonna say it in the group chat.
Yeah,
I said because you didn't say what movie it was.
When
we was texting me, you.
Oh, when
I
said,
said,
what did I say?
You just said we just left the movies.
It was Barbie. I had to go. You know what I'm saying?
It was great.
She tried to wear pink. I was like, I gotta wear pink. Come on, I can't wear pink. Let me go black. I did black, but anyways.
Black.
But it was like, have you seen Barbie?
I haven't seen it yet.
So like it's it's centered around Barbie. You know what I mean? Now there's a lot of multi-ethnic Barbies in there. Issa's in there. And people, I guess there was this whole controversy about, Issa really wasn't, but she's kind of in there almost as that, if you will, but just on a say higher, say profile, like title, she's the president of Barbie World or Barbie Land. But they make sure they prioritize Barbie, like the actual stereotypical Barbie.
Alphonso, this is for you, man. Mm-hmm. So, all right, just to give you the context of my question. Mm-hmm. When I started comedy, I'm 18, and I was in Detroit, and I didn't want anybody from school. I knew it was going to take a while for me to be funny on stage as I was off stage. So I was like, I'm going to take some L's. I need to come up with a persona that when people from high school, if somebody went to a show, and they'd be like, oh, what you do last night? And they'd be like, I went to a comedy show. Who performed? Oh, man, this nigga named Kelly Cash, right? So they'd be like, oh, I ain't never heard of him. Be like, yeah, he was trash, as opposed to saying Clayton Thomas. Right. I needed to create a character to offset my failures. In that character, I start pouring a lot into that character. I was like, all right, Kelly Cash is everything I'm not. He's super confident. All the girls are just going to be on him because he's just so fucking, he's just so self-reassuring and confident and all of that. He is super funny all the time. He dresses fly, all of that shit. Mm-hmm. Now, I say that to say, Alphonso, how did you make the decision to not let these comedian niggas in? Because it's like, I've gotten a chance to see your family, and it's like, they are super amazing people. You were rooted in the church. Mm-hmm. How did you not become of the comedy world and keep your life and the comedy world separate? Because you're also from Connecticut, but it's like a large deal of your life is out here.
Right.
Bam.
Let's see. To when you say in regards of like keeping the comedy, comedians out of my life, you're saying like personally, or I'm not sure. I mean, I'm a pretty private person as far as like personally. I mean, I'm just very private. I mean, as far as when I connect with certain cats, I mean, I kind of. I look at the character of a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a lot of people that's out here just for, just for the fame and the glitz and the glam and whatever. And many times it's like, I would get a lot of different comedians that would just, hey man, put me on. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, put me on. Because I've been doing it. I've been fortunate enough to, as long as I've been doing it, but I just right away just jump right in and just kind of took right off. You know what I'm saying? So I've been very fortunate to experience that.
Tell them I want to be in the middle with you.
Right, but I would get a lot of that. Hey man, tell the producers I'm ready. Man, I've had a lot of that. Man, look, are you still doing that show? Well, then let me take your spot. What? How is it? Yeah, man, I've had a lot of that, and so many times I kind of just separate, that from, I say, okay, what's the motive here? You know what I mean? And, and it's a lot of times like, personally, man, I'm just like, I feel like, all right, can you also handle my personal, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm like Justin. I'm like where, in a sense of where I give it to you raw. I don't ever, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to coat nothing.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not funny or whatever. Now people that know me, they know. I give it to them, be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I just be like, hey, all right, cool. I just keep it cool. I be like, hey, okay, all right, you're doing. But it's like whatever. If you're a filmmaker, whatever in your artistry, I keep it raw. You know what I mean? Because I feel like with me, I need that as well. And there's only a few people that give me that as well. And it's like, I do the same. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just been, like I said, I guess just, you kind of differentiate, different people's motives. You kind of see the game right off top.
Damn, that's dope.
You kind of see it right off top. But like I said, I've had great experiences out here with many different comedians, and it's like I'm not friends with everybody, but cool with cool with most, you know what I'm saying?
You're just so intriguing. Since day one, I'm like, man, this dude is intriguing.
Well, and Alphonso's super likable too.
He's the most lovable dude in comedy.
Yeah. So if you got a problem with Alphonso, something wrong with you. Yeah, something wrong with you.
No, I appreciate it, man. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, I don't ever want to come off as Will Smith, where it's like, hey, to slap somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I stay serious and niggas know I'll be real with it too. They be like, hey, fine, if you know the nigga, he ain't a real nigga.
And here's the thing, to hear you say that, I definitely wasn't meaning the Will Smith character.
No, I feel you.
I'm like, man, Fonzo is so likable here, but I'm like, I also know it's like you got your life, and it was like, how did you distinguish how to for perfect example, I'm the broken wing kid on the playground. Remember, you be on the playground, and all the kids that are playing tag and all of this shit. I would be the kid that I would see the kids who didn't get picked and be like, yo, let me go grab these kids and play with them. So that was my thing. So I'm always like, hey, you got a broken wing or something, come eat at my table. Right. So it's like, I've always wanted to know how to separate, because I'm cool with both sides, but it's like, you also don't want some of these niggas in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, man, how did he decide, all right, these people are cool, but they can't be over here? And you answered it perfectly when you're like, when I see character, and I'm like, yeah, because I would hate for a dude to be like, hey, I seen you in this, man. Hey, tell him about me. And you're like, you're that guy.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's, you just kind of judge a character and you go, okay, all right. Yeah.
Tiff, you got to start doing stand up. All right, what was you about to say, Justin?
You need to stand up.
The wrap up. And we about to get out of here.
I don't have anything. I want, Lee, this is for you. I want Justin to answer the question that he asked him. I did not forget. I want your answer.
Yeah. No, you had asked me about Rush Hour.
I asked you about how you feel. Does it feel different because of that?
No, this is what I was going to say, even with Rush Hour.
The giggle.
This is what when Rush Hour came out, there was the network.
Yeah, the network. Let's go there. Let's start there. The network.
I knew Rush Hour was getting picked up before it got picked up. I knew it was getting picked up before it got picked up. Because at that time, diversity was becoming a big topic in Hollywood.
Of course.
And all the networks, major networks, had a show with the African American lead.
Ooh.
Right.
So the day that Blackish got picked up, that was ABC. I said, oh, well, the network I'm on is the only network that doesn't have a show with the African American lead.
They need one.
So when Blackish got picked up, I knew Rush Hour was getting picked up.
Were y'all the only ones in the running?
I think so. I think we were the only one in the running. You saying they had an African American lead?
Yeah.
Exactly. So if every other major network has a show with an African American lead, and everyone's talking about diversity, and there's no black leads, and we're the one network that doesn't have a black lead, well, now we don't look too great.
Right.
So it was no surprise to me at all that Rush Hour got picked up.
So you're saying that you were the lead quota of, okay, all right, I got you.
Shout out to the network because they made me a millionaire.
Hey.
So I appreciate them.
Right. But at the same time, it's kind of messed up because you were put in such like a lose-lose situation. You have a banner that's such a high-profile brand of Rush Hour, you know what I'm saying, and a character that was already so established that for people to say, oh, this is, whatever their interpretation was, you were put up against, well, Chris Tucker, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of puts you in this, like, damn, all right.
The problem with that too is when people, like, Rush Hour became of the culture.
Right.
So when they made it, yes, it had white people that directed it.
Right.
And produced it. But when you attach Chris Tucker to that project,
right,
and him getting to be authentically black in that role,
right,
it became something that we embraced as African Americans, a part of our culture. You have Jackie Chan. It's now a global brand with
Right.
Jackie Chan.
Right.
When we did the TV series, you're now eliminating our culture, the African American culture. So I'm not able to talk the way I would really talk. The music that's being played isn't the type of music that we would listen to.
You're restricted.
You're
basically.
restricted.
Yeah.
And what I learned from that was, so when you have people that's not of the culture telling you how, you know, they writing the scripts and they doing it, they telling you, well, an officer wouldn't really do that. I'm like, yeah, did you see the original Rush Hour? This nigga took weed and he put it in his shirt
Right.
to smoke later.
Right.
Like, so no, a regular officer wouldn't do that.
Right.
So the whole time I'm feeling like I'm doing the show with one arm tied behind my back because I can't really let loose
Right.
the way just now when I auditioned, I was able to let loose.
You got
that's
busy.
why that's why I got the role.
Here's the question for you, though. Because I've heard you speak about Rush Hour. 2023, Justin. How would you approach the exact same scenario? You just got cast.
That's good.
Y'all shooting episode 1. Your hand is tied behind your back. You already see the white
Ride
people
along
around.
the TV series.
Right along series. How about 48 hours to TV
Okay, 40
series?
hours. Oh, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. No,
48.
they did Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah,
Let's do
this
48.
coming
That's right.
Let's do 48 hours.
48, the TV
The
series.
TV series. So here's the thing too. It depends on where you're at in your career. Rush Hour, quote unquote, was supposed to be my big break. So if that's supposed to be your big break, well then you're only gonna say but so much.
Right.
Because yeah, I'm thankful and grateful to be here. This is the most amount of money I done made. I'm finna be on network TV, and these white people believe in me.
Right.
At the end of the day, these white people believe in me, and they're entrusting me to film a show that costs $3 million an episode to shoot.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? So if that's the case, yeah, I'm gonna have to fall back on some shit.
Right.
Now, 2023, Justin, if I had those, I done did Rush Hour. I done did MacGyver. You know, I done earned my spot to be the lead or whatever this new show is. Well,
Right.
now I'm in a position now to speak up a little more. And be like, nah, we need to put that in there. Or nah, I wouldn't say that. Or nah. And I still did that on Rush Hour a little bit. Definitely did it on MacGyver. If it was
Okay.
something in the script that I didn't agree with, or definitely on MacGyver, I was like, nah, I wouldn't say that.
Right.
And I'm not saying, they'll be like, well, can we get a take? Nah, we can't get a take. And I'm not finna do that because I know at the end of the day,
That's the take
They gonna keep that tape.
not only is that the take they're gonna use, but I'm still a black man, and I'm still representing a black man on network TV.
Right.
And I don't give a fuck if you saying whatever you're saying about. Well, no, we just feel like everyone's. I don't give a shit. I know what my people resonate with, and I know what we deem. Whether it's I ain't even just gonna say cool. Whether it's like authentic to who we are.
Right,
And if you're telling me to say something that's not authentic to my experience, then I gotta call bullshit and say, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So that's how 2023, Justin.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Now, 2023, this is all piggybacking off Tiffany Black. 2023, Alphonso.
Yeah.
How are you approaching the middle? Hey, Fonz, we bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
The middle, what's up?
I'm not. You know, they actually wanted to do a spinoff.
With
yeah,
your
the
character?
son and my characters.
Oh, damn.
Axel and Hutch. Yeah, they wanted to do it. They thought about it. It was like, you know, we could possibly, you know. But I think I was actually getting to the point in doing the middle. We did 9 seasons. I did 5 of the season of the 9.
Residual
rich,
income.
rich.
Stop. No, but in that you're stupid.
He was
No, but-
rich before the middle.
so stupid. But the thing is that I was getting to that point where they were the middle was such a word perfect show, but they allowed me. They was like, you know what, we starting to see some things in here where we feel we trust that you could rock out and do your thing. So they would allow different improvised, you know, whatever scenes and lines or whatever. So there was starting to be this kind of like loose, like, okay, you know what, let's let him rock a little bit, you know what I mean? And that felt good. So I feel like if it were to come back like 2023 Fonzo, it would definitely have to be something where, you know, it's more authentic to, you know, myself, but also that character as well. And then also I would have to have some type of, narrative that centers that character as well, because that character many times was, accessorizing to the white character, which, I mean, that's what it is. That's many times the industry is like that. Like you said, you have to know what you're in, when you get into something like that if you're in a show predominantly, catered to white, then you say, okay, I'm the quota. I'm the diversity, pick of the, of the cast.
And I appreciate you picking me.
I appreciate that.
Some real shit. They could have picked anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful to be here.
Yeah.
Make no
very
mistake.
Thankful. Very thankful.
I'm aware why I'm here.
You gotta be aware.
But I'm appreciative also.
Yeah.
Tiffany Black.
For sure.
How are you approaching fluoxetine today compared to when you dropped it?
I just feel like this ain't nothing connected to what just happened.
This is y'all. Here's the thing. I don't have a movie. I don't have
Sir, you
MacGyver
did
in the middle.
1 trillion episodes of Family Time. We're
Hey,
not
hey,
going.
How are you
guys.
approaching Family
Guys,
Time?
nobody said I wasn't a TV star. I'm saying I don't
No
have
one said that.
the specific.
Let's get it straight now.
give me your fluoxetine 2023.
I mean, shit. That's all. It's gonna be different. I feel like every day is another episode of fluoxetine. Like, I just report on things that I know. I started with a journalism background. Like, I was gonna go do the news and like appease myself.
Me too.
Really, because I mean, it's a stable job. It appears to be a stable job in TV. And you start doing it, you realize this is BS and it's boring, and I'm not doing that. But I feel like I've kept that, and I report on things that I know, and that's what fluoxetine was. It was a avant-garde hodgepodge of that. If I was to do something today, and the topics I would cover would probably be there being too many podcasts.
Straight up.
It really. And this encompasses social media and podcasts, all of it. I feel like there are so many mics, and they are turned so high for reasons that they should not be. I feel like everybody has something to say because there's a mic. They're not looking for a mic because they have something to say.
Ooh,
Right.
And
another bar.
Okay.
that
bar.
I feel like that is what I would cover in whatever the avant-garde hodgepodge. Maybe I'll do that.
I love that
Maybe
idea.
I'll do
But here's
that.
the thing. You got to remember, there are a million podcasts, but cream always rises to the top. So it's like there could be a million everything. There's a million colas out there, but I'm still a Pepsi nigga. You know what I'm talking about?
I told somebody the same thing. They was like, everybody got a podcast. I said, and everybody's a dentist, and everybody's an actor, and everybody's a musician.
Everybody makes a cheeseburger.
Everybody makes a cheeseburger.
But it's how you make it.
Yeah.
What kind
You
of
make
sauce you put on?
Yeah, that's a fact.
The bun, the patty.
You see what I'm saying?
The cheese.
You
What
know how
do?
good the fries are at McDonald's for people to know how poisonous they are?
Right.
But still go get
But
them?
still.
Just had some last week.
Man.
Hey, man, we finna get out of here, man. This is by far the longest episode.
I forgot we were doing this.
Hey, well, good.
That's hilarious.
Just talking.
Just
We were
talking.
just talking.
And this is, I
But
knew this.
real quick before you close, but before you close, I just wanted to go back to Nope real quick because Clayton gave me the look. He said,
Oh, no. Oh,
I
okay.
said, no, wait a minute. Real quick,
I'm
Nope.
listening.
The reason why I love Nope
I'm
was
listening.
because he covered. You have Tiffany knows this. You have real quick, because you have films that are plot for plot's sake, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you have films that just are they just explore an idea. You know what I mean? So I look at films like No Country for Old Men was an idea of generational push.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Sugar, the killer in there, he represented death. Like wherever he was at, it was, he was getting whoever it was. So there was this idea of the generational push. Like we're growing older, we're being pushed out by the younger generation. So with Nope, he explored the whole idea of spectacle and how we take part in that. Like we are so driven by spectacle You know what I'm saying? We're driven. That's what like this whole going back to Barbie and Oppenheimer. Like we're like, oh my gosh, the what do they call it? Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Yes, Barbenheimer, whatever. But like it's this whole thing of like, oh my God, and now it becomes like this cultural zeitgeist of like, what are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? And now it's this like it's this spectacle of like these two films, which you know you kind of like, all right, but then there's films that are not even getting love. Which I've been hearing, what is it, Sound of Freedom, I think it is, the child sex trafficking film that just came out. Oh, yeah. It's been like this film that people are talking about on the low. They're like, no rush. You gotta see that
There's no rush for the sex trafficking.
There's no rush
child sex trafficking
because they're showing you what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Is it a documentary?
It's like, I guess it's a scripted film. Damn. But people, I've been hearing a lot of people like, yo, that film is, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, I'm just saying, like, we love the spectacle. We love the thing that just drives us as like, ooh, this is something that is entertaining. This is something that, we got to see more of it, even if it's some type of like death or whatever. That's why you driving on the freeway, you rubbernecking, seeing what's going on over there. Who got hit? Who died? Who, what? You know, spectacle. Whatever. It's just the spectacle of it. And so, that joint was like, bruh, I don't know. And it was just deep. It had a lot of layers.
It wasn't a bad movie. The problem with Nope, I think, is Jordan Peele has set his own personal bar so high.
Right.
After Get Out, and then you see Us. It's like now everything. So to your point, it's even more brilliant because everything's spectacle, and the movie's about spectacle.
Right.
But
what would you rather he do? Stop making music like Andre?
Never. I want Jordan to continue dropping because he's created a lane that was not as appreciated before, except for with Deion Taylor films. He also did things, but not on that large of a scale. Man, Nope was great, but I want, as a fan, I'm like I said, this goes back to me being a fan of TV. I want a similar theme of a Get Out because I felt like that touched on something that was just the surface was scratched a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, what happened with Get Out though is it created more Get Outs.
Yeah.
How many more imitations did we see after that? I mean, was so many. I was like,
we still getting out.
Which was an amazing idea. You make the race the actual culprit of the horror picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which they have never done that before.
Never.
Race, it was that. And so it was like, oh, wow. But after that, you had everything. Look, I mean, the pitches were, people pitching, I think Get Out meets Roots. You're like, what?
you're not gonna beat race and sex. You're not gonna beat race and sex, bro. Right. I always say this with my social media. My ones that do the most views are either it's race or sex.
Race or sex.
And so Get Out was a race theme.
Right.
The other ones weren't. So already it's not gonna be as successful.
Well, Nope was low key race though. If y'all really checked Nope was low key race.
It kind of was, but it ain't.
It
was so deep it was buried. It was like, I can't get out.
I can't. I'm in the box.
And so this is the point I was about to make. What's the biggest song of all time?
Biggest song of all time?
The biggest song.
Thriller?
Happy Birthday?
Nope.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm saying, my bad. And let me be specific. On the charts.
That's a good answer.
The biggest song of all time is Old Town Road. It's what's that? Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X?
That's the biggest song of all time charting.
Impossible.
Look it up.
Wait, the biggest song?
I'll Google it.
Wait, what do you mean? The biggest song as far as what?
Numbers on how many number one? At least how long it was number one on the charts?
Oh, okay.
Before Billy Ray?
No, that's the point I'm making. Which is, if you want your shit to be successful, just do something about race or sex.
Yo, that's real though, because when I look at my videos, Facebook, I try not to even go there, but it's like all my videos that hit in the millions are usually some version of race. It's race, something. I can't really do sex reaction videos, but it's like race, something about fighting of any form. Or something. There are a lot of men that are, what's the word? There are a lot of misogynistic men, right?
Right.
That like there are a lot of men that hate women online, and those videos, anytime where the woman is wrong in any form, those videos shoot through the moon.
Damn.
Any race of woman, anytime a woman is wrong.
Shout out to these stupid. No, I'm joking.
You wow.
Hey, man, this has been an amazing episode. Let them know where they can find y'all at. Socials.
can find me on Instagram.
They damn sure can't find none of us on TV right now. Goddamn with this strike. But go ahead, go.
Tiffany Blackness on Instagram. Tiffany Black everywhere else.
Dope. And she actually, you could find her on
Tubi.
We said it earlier. If you was listening.
Oh, that's right.
They were listening.
Go back an hour ago.
You know what I'm saying? Tubi. Mick Fonz on pretty much everything. I think it's Mick Fonzie on TikTok. But yeah, Mick Fonz, like McRib, McPhonz. Alphonso McAuley. And yeah.
At CT is dope, man. At CT is dope. These are two of my favorite people to follow. Justin, this is what I want from you. I want even more story time videos. Like when you talked about Tabitha, that was dope. But I want to hear the stories. Just give quick 1 minute stories on the gram. See what happens.
I was kind of thinking about that, honestly. So I'm glad you just said that.
Yeah.
Because I got a bunch of stories that people don't know about, and it may not be like funny for stand up, but I think they're interesting and entertaining for social media.
Dude, stories.
Yeah.
The most interesting.
Like how
story.
my agents dropped me for that show White Famous that Jay Farrell
They
did.
dropped you.
And you can hear the rest of that on my Instagram. Coming very, very soon. Hey, man, I'm your man, Justin Hires. Make sure you like, subscribe, man. Share the clips, man. If anybody has been offended by anything that was said today, just remember one thing. Fuck your feelings. We out.